What's going on, good people? It's your boy RGG, a regular gun guy. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I bring you gun content that everybody can relate to. If this is your first time here and you enjoy this video, leave me a thumbs up and smash that sub button. And if you return to the channel, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. So, a question that I get asked quite often, be it new shooters or people that's just kind of getting into the gun space, or even sometimes people that's been around it for a while, they'll ask the question of, what is your go-to firearm? Handgun mainly. And they'll say, what's that one handgun that you would get if you could only have one? And I don't like to get it if you could only have one, because I think that's going too far. Let's just say, like, I'm gonna go buy one gun right now, that's all I can afford, but I kind of want that gun to be cool if I wanted to just go to the range and shoot sometimes, practice on my accuracy, something I can keep in the car with me, something I can keep by the bed. Then what if I wanted to try a competition or even a concealed gun? So I chose two guns out of my collection that I think could be complete do-it-all guns. And I've done videos on these guns multiple times before for that reason. And I can speak on these because I have lots and lots of rounds through both of them. So let me tell you what they are first before we get going. The first one is the Walther PDP. This is actually one of the base model Walther PDPs, the 4.5 inch, I believe. This is the full-size PDP. It's empty for the sake of this video. Let you get a look at it. Now this one has been Cerakoted, but it's not like a super pretty Cerakote, because this is truly a workhorse gun for me. And the other one is the almighty Springfield Echelon. And I know you've never seen this color before. These are defense guns for me. The question I get a lot is, what is like a great all-around defense gun? So this ain't something that we trying to put on the internet, flex on the gram, show off to the homies. This is something that I'm talking about. I want to be able to protect everything from A to Z with this. So whatever that entails, if I need to carry this with me, put this by my bedside, if I need this to be a duty gun because I work security, if I need to, keep this in my car with me, whatever the case may be, this is kind of my do-it-all workhorse. Some people gonna say, come on man, Glock is the way to go. You probably right, because I believe in this thing called SPO, right? When I talk about stuff regarding firearms, right? SPO, subjective preference and opinion. So let's get that out the way before I go any further. What I'm telling you is simply my opinion and what I feel, because people ask me this from time to time. But I would advise any and everybody to just look into things yourself, go check out different guns, go shoot them, rent them, do whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you're comfortable with whatever it is that you choose, okay? But for these in particular, I'll tell you why I chose them. Neither one of these firearms is something that was on my radar 5 years ago, 4 years ago. The Echelon wasn't even around 5 years ago, or 4 years ago for that matter. It's only a few years old if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments here, but it ain't been around that long. PDP been around for quite some time. It's a pretty proven platform, I would say. It ended up being one of the firearms that I just shoot the absolute best. And it just feels so good in my hand, which leads me to the exact reasons that I chose these two firearms as my workhorses. If somebody was asking me what would I go to, I had to choose these two, because I'm still kind of conflicted on which one I think is better. I actually did a comparison video of these two guns. I edged out the PDP, but man, boy, I'm telling you, it just gets tighter and tighter each time. But I still think, even to this day, I would still give the PDP the edge, me personally. But I'll tell you why this is here and in the conversation. So both of these have fairly thin grips. It's kind of thin, but a lot of people will vouch for this too if they own PDPs. Got the magazine here, it's empty, safe. One of the things that I love about both of these is the fact that I can manipulate these guns with no problem. Both of them are completely ambi firearms. Like, I can use the slide stop. It's on both sides of the firearm, which pretty much makes this gun ambi. Now you can't release the magazine on both sides on this one, but you can switch it to either side. Now I'll go to the Echelon and show you the difference, but both of these guns are pretty much ambi. Takedown really easy, kind of Glock style. The Echelon takes down a little bit different. One of the things that attracts me to it is it's easy for me to manipulate the gun even with one hand. I got normal size hands, okay? So I can get a Great purchase on it. I can drop that magazine without breaking my grip. I love that, right? A lot of my firearms I'm not able to do that with. Same thing with the Echelon. Gun is empty, safe. All right, magazine in there. I can manipulate this gun without breaking my grip. This one also has a mag release on both sides. You can release the mag on both sides. You can use the slide stop on both sides. Everything is there and you never have to break your grip with this firearm. I can send it home all in one hand, drop the mag all in one hand, and I can shoot these firearms fairly accurate. Now the differences between these two firearms, I would say the PDP is slightly heavier than the Echelon. They both have solid triggers in them. I want to have take up. So when I get ready to shoot, you know, I'm like this. I like to prep the trigger, get it to the wall, and I sit on that wall until I'm ready to break that shot. Echelon trigger, just kind of showing the trigger snob guys the triggers, but you know, shorter, less take up on the Echelon. There's your wall. Nice break on it. And so for me, this is not like I'm shooting a 2011 or something where I'm expecting this super amazing trigger on it. These are defense guns and meant to be that. Now, the other thing I was saying though, they kind of universal, right? I know guys that shoot Echelons in competitions, and I even know some guys that shoot PDPs in competitions. The other reason I chose them is because you can run anything through them, just like you can with a Glock. You don't have to be afraid to shoot steel case. You don't have to be afraid to run your hollows through it for something you may carry. You don't have to be afraid of what grain you got, 115, 24, 40, 47, whatever. You can run it through these firearms. Plus P, whatever you want to run, they are going to run it. And I've had, like I said, I've had enough time behind them. I probably got over 3,000 rounds through my PDP and really close to a few thousand through the Echelon. So I have experience behind both of these guns. I even took it out to the range, which I'm going to show you a little bit. Both of these guns are priced very reasonably. I believe you can find both of them for well under 600 beans, and they always readily available. The Echelon has some advantages in terms of modularity, right? Because this has some, like, I'm not doing a review on this, so I don't want to dig into it. You can do your research, but it has SIG-like modularity. The serialized part is actually the trigger pack. So you can change the frames, you can change out pretty much everything on this thing, but it's kind of a fused gun, like a SIG, a P320, a Glock 17, a PDP, all fused into one. You could put just about any optic on it flat out of the box. You don't need no plates, no nothing. That's the advantage that the Echelon has. Walther has always made me mad with the fact that you have to order a plate when you get the gun. So, but now they'll send you the plate out for free. So I did this drill, that I made this drill up, and I'll take y'all out there. And essentially what it was is I would sit the gun locked and loaded on a barrel. I turn my back to it, stand a few feet away. I let my shot timer go off. I turn around, grab the gun. I'm about 5 yards out, 2 to the body, 1 to the head, as if I was using it as a home defense piece, and I had to grab it off the counter and shoot it. I guess that's what I was simulating in this drill. Let me take y'all out to the range and show you that. So I'm about 5 yards away from the target. I'm gonna turn my back. I'm gonna stand a few feet away from where the firearm is. I'm gonna turn my back on the beep. I'm gonna turn around, grab the gun, 2 to the body, 1 to the head. Let's see how I go. We're gonna start out with the PDP. All right. I like what I see. Let's go down there and check it out. Two A-zone hits, 1 right on par. It's something about that PDP, man. Let's do the same thing with the Echelon. That was slow. Let's go and see. One, 2, and I completely missed that headshot. Empty. This is not even a normal size human target, right? Keep that in mind. So here's the kicker. This is all of the shots on a smaller target. Do y'all think that these shots will get the job done? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, maybe top of the shoulder, maybe. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, now you get the point. So, at the end of the day, people be like, man, you shooting all over the place, all of that. But if you notice, all of those shots were where they needed to be. Yep, I missed a few. You wouldn't want to be on the other end of that. You don't want to be that target. Now, some honorable mentions, I think obviously is the Glock 17 and 19. And it's a couple other, another honorable mention would be the M&P 2.0. But these are firearms that you can pretty much use for anything. Even like a PDP, you don't have to have the mag well on there if you chose not to have it. This gun is definitely concealable because I actually know a gentleman or two that conceal it. And as you can see, this is easily concealed if you want to conceal a larger size firearm. These guns are easy for just about anybody to shoot. Newer shooters, ladies, you know, you should get some level of training so that you understand how to manipulate and shoot a firearm. But if you are competent with a gun, you'll be able to shoot these. Some people have said the PDP is snappy. Personally, I don't think so. I don't think it's no more snappier than a Glock. There's so many other options out there that I'm sure people would recommend for something all around. When I'm talking all around that you could just about do anything with them, these are two of my favorites. So don't sleep on them. Do me a favor, stay solid. It's free. Defend what you love.